Cool. Welcome back. So now what we're going to look at is the organization name and how to do that for yourself. So we're going to do John's organization names and their descriptions and his job titles. And this is actually kind of important because you want yourself to be associated with big numbers, trustable brands, the kind of commercial or nonprofit activities that you want to be involved with ultimately. So the way that you choose to describe the organization, it's not like you can make stuff up, but you can choose to highlight certain things. So in John's case, John is an accountant, and so what we're going to do is highlight some of his most recent employers, stuff that's going to help John build trust, and and so that you can too. All right, cool. So John's most recent employer was called JG. All right, and then we're going to just go ahead and add the dates. All right, I don't want those bold. I want those in italics. Then I'm going to move them over here to the side. Just all the way to the side before, as far as I can. Cool. All right, so then you're going to see here that you have a schematic here in the template for how to describe the firm. And the main thing is it's important to describe the number of employees and the revenue size or the funding size if you're a nonprofit, and if you can work in clients and partners, that's good. So I know from my interview with John that JG Wentworth is a securitization firm. And so what we're going to do with this organization is we're just going to check them out online. This won't work with really small organizations. With that, you're going to need to sort of maybe call a coworker or just sort of make an estimate about things like employee size and revenues. But with any larger company at all, you can usually find some stuff about them online. So I have up here JG Wentworth. I've Googled them. So we're going to just open the Wikipedia page, and then over here, we're going to see that we're on their homepage. And the homepage is a great way to get good language about the company because this is how they're describing themselves. So they describe themselves as a purchaser of future payments. All right, cool. So let's see how Wikipedia describes them. It's a financial services firm that specializes in purchasing structured settlements. Now that's perfect. So we're just going to go ahead and use that on the resume. So here we are, financial services firm that purchases structured settlements. Okay, so since JG Wentworth is publicly traded, I noticed here, you see, traded as, that's a good thing to put in your company description because publicly traded firms generally operate at a pretty high level of efficiency and scale, and so most people are gonna that's a positive. All right, cool. So we are going to just say that's really cool when you put in the stock ticker, because that's what a lot of people associated with publicly traded firms is the ticker. Okay, a publicly traded financial services firm that purchases structured settlements with, let's see how many employees they have. Maybe Wikipedia will tell us here. Okay, well, so here we go. Here's some numbers that we see here. These aren't employees, but looks like, okay, so they've issued 34 securitizations and have structured settlements and annuities receivables totaling over 2.3 billion. So those are good. Those are good numbers to put in here. We're going to do. So let's just do this here. See how they describe it here. With $2 billion. All right, cool. Let's see if they've won any awards or anything. Let's see what else they say. Just to see. Press releases is a good place because usually they're kind of bragging about themselves. All right, cool. Well, so let's just. You can obviously spend more time on this. But I personally, I'd like to keep these relatively complete, as in like two different, maybe it's OCD something, but just, I like to have these two lines, at least the second line be somewhat complete. So let's see, maybe we can talk about where they operate. Okay, so that's good for now. But you see here, so I just want to point out really quickly that, you see the 2 billion number, publicly traded. Those are all things that are going to help John's brand. All right, cool. So his job title here is, let me just check. And this is a contracts position. But I don't want this in bold. I want this in italics. Okay. Cool. We'll describe the role later. So let's just go ahead and do another organizational description so that we can just build up our chops here. All right, cool. This is something that a lot of students are going to relate to. This is, he was a graduate research assistant, and I'm going to actually say that he was a researcher. That's cool. Researcher analyst. Should put the analyst first because we know that this company is looking for those words, analyst. Okay. And this was at his school, University of Georgia College of Accountancy. All right, cool. And then let's see his dates here. All right, cool. So we can do the same thing for this organization. We're just going to go and look it up. Let's just go here. All right, let's see. Here's the J.M. Toll School of Accounting. And similarly, we're just going to look up some of the stats here, if at all possible. All right, so you have ranked 8th in publishing, so maybe we can use that. Let's see. Right. All right, so the students ranked 2nd nationally in passing the CPA exam. All right, cool. So among the top 12 undergraduate and graduate accounting programs. All right, so just to save time, what I'm going to do is just start here and say, let's actually see what the student body is. Student body is like 35,000 students. Okay, so we can start to use some stuff here. We can say, get the name of this college, like the J.M. Toll School of Accountancy. The J.M. Toll School of Accountancy at the University of Georgia, one of the top ranked accounting programs in the United States. Cool, so there we go. There's that CPA pass rates that we saw earlier. Okay, cool. So now you've seen here how we are describing some of these organizations. We want to show brands, so this J.M. Toll, University of Georgia, CPA, and we could probably even make this better if we just had a little bit more time to talk about the student numbers and things like that. And up here you see the same thing.